Chinese companies, which ones do you think are the best? Like top three?
Well, I haven't driven any Chinese EV, so I can't speak from personal experience. I think BYD are doing well, but it's embarrassing how many vehicle models they have to be comparable to Tesla in total revenue. I don't think that they have a great sustainable business strategy. I think they'll probably be okay,
Mm.
but it's a shit business. They have paper thin margins. They got in China alone, I think they had for them to do roughly the same amount of revenue in China as Tesla did. Tesla's got two models, the Y and the 3 in China, doing all the heavy lifting. BYD had like 18 or 19 different models for approximately the same revenue, selling those vehicles for half or a third the cost of a Tesla. That's not good. The fact that a company can be selling just two products for two or three times the cost of your average vehicle, home country, and matching your revenue with a lack of complexity, two vehicles versus 18 or so for BYD. You've got to think about the supply chain, the parts, all the things that create complexity and the lower economies of scale because there's less parts in common, less processes in common. There's so much variety. So BYD is doing great in terms of total volume, but I don't like their business strategy at all. Imagine if Apple had like 27 different models of iPhone.
Yeah, there's too
I'd be
many
like, what are
models.
you doing?
I've
There's
said
way
that
too much
many times.
complexity in the business, way too
There's like a,
much.
there's like a new
BYD
model.
could be doing so well if they just tried to nail one vehicle in each
Yeah,
category at a low
yeah,
price point. They would
yeah,
kill it. And from a business point of view, not only could they make a better product for consumers, but they benefit more from being able to order parts in bulk and have
yeah.
lower costs. But instead, they've got like the we'll just do everything at once strategy.
What do you think? Energy division.
It's a good idea. That may, in fact, be one of their saving graces. I
Mm.
think probably, I think for in order for an electric vehicle company over the long term to really have a strong chance, I think they need simplicity in their products in terms of vehicles, and they also should have an
Mm.
energy business where they're producing batteries and probably storage products as well. There's a lot of overlap there.
Mm.
And I think Tesla's sort of explicitly mentioned this on some of their earnings call. If they have surplus batteries for their vehicles, then they can go into energy products. And the wait list for Tesla's storage products at the moment, absolutely enormous.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you're a company, BYD in particular, making batteries as well, definitely having an energy business. And that's a huge. So the thing with the automotive industry is very cyclical. It's a little sentiment driven, interest rate driven. These energy storage products in particular are no brainers for businesses. If your
Mm.
job at a business is to save a lot of money and you look at the cost of having a big battery or multiple batteries
Yeah.
versus what you're doing now, you can save yourself millions of dollars. You know,
Yeah.
you're going to get a nice little attaboy for saving all this from your boss. It's like, it's an absolute no brainer. And so, even during tough economic times, if you've got storage products as well, and importantly, if you're producing batteries, you can sell to other companies. That's a great business. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of BYD's automotive strategy at the moment. There's way too much complexity and way too many products.
It is complex. I agree with that. They're obviously doing very well with the other side of the business, the energy division, as is Tesla. Do you think Tesla's energy division will continue seeing the kind of growth it's seen? I think it's going to actually increase their growth in
Mm.
energy. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, they're still starting from a pretty low base. And
Yep.
yeah, I think at some point, depending on how long interest rates remain at these kind of levels, it's possible that Tesla's energy business could overtake their automotive, just the hardware sales in terms of profitability.
Yeah.
I'm not predicting this will happen. I think probably interest rates come down a bit and the automotive industry gets back to normal, but you never know. My point there, though, they have a wait list, give or take a couple of years for these energy storage products. And as I said, they are no brainers. Every business on earth that's at a certain scale, even just for their own needs, is going to want a big ass battery. And
Yeah.
all of the utilities and energy providers globally, it's also a no brainer to have these batteries. They print money versus, and the thing is, I'm sure you'll be aware from Tony Seba's work, we
Mm.
already produce a massive surplus of energy. We have
Yeah.
production capacity far in excess of the highest need because we need to suit peak demand. And a lot of people don't realize the rest of the time, if you're not storing the energy that's being produced, it's a waste. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time, we're not running production as high as we need because what's the point of overproducing energy? But if you can store that, it's just such a huge opportunity. So I think there's going to be insane growth. I mean, as fast as you can make these energy storage products, people will buy them for years to come. And they're massive. I mean, some of these things are multiple millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, $100+ million orders for big batteries.